Welcome to another exercise in the workbook statistics, this time focusing on exponential smoothing. So our exercise in this context reads as follows. Over the last 2 weeks, the visiting numbers of a factory outlet center, thousands, are summarized in the following table, giving us this information here with data always from Monday till Saturday for 2 weeks. Visitor numbers here in thousands. Our task: use the method of exponential smoothing of degree 2, so with a smoothing parameter of 0.13, to smooth the visitor numbers. Okay, let's do this. So I'm going to use these 3 formulas to actually achieve my smoothing approach. And for this, I'm just going to use the smoothing parameter from the exercise, and I'm going to copy the original table, which is just the upper part here. And I'm going to add 3 additional rows. That's just the 3 parts here. So if I talk here about visitors smoothed, that's actually the YN asterisk. This is the SN1, that's the SN2. The only thing which we really need to consider, because that's not really included in the formulas as such, is that for the first day, for the first observation, we simply copy the first value. So the 1.1 we get for all 3 others as well. Because then we have initial values and we can use them, especially in these parts, to calculate next period's values. How are we going to go about this? Well, first off, we're just going to work with the SN1 and the SN2. We're always starting with the SN1, considering the value, the original value of this period, using this as input, and using the SN1 from the previous period. So for Tuesday, we're going to use the original one, the SN1 from previous period, calculating this new one. Similarly, for SN2, we're going to use the SN1 value from this period and the SN2 value from the previous period. So those two give me this value here. And I'm going to do this for all the different times. Once I have all the SN1 and SN2 values, I can then calculate the smoothed values, so the YN asterisk. Because as we see in the formula, I need the SN1, SN2, and elsewise only the smoothing parameter alpha. So first do the S parts, then smooth the values. That's the result we get in this regard. As we see here, only these outliers on Saturdays will slightly increase the averages, evening out across the next week. So in general, they're a bit larger, but only when the first Saturday happens. Else, they're much smoother than before. Well, that's everything we're going to talk about here. Just an application of these 3 formulas, starting with the original values, then calculating these help variables SN1 and SN2. Once we have them, we can calculate all the smoothed values. Well, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I say goodbye and see you next time.